happen for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Modify Your Life podcast, where I am your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modified. And today we are blessed with Modified Frankie, straight from the Lair podcast, straight from Moreno Valley to California. I mean, to Orange County.
That was a dig.
To Las Vegas, Mrs. Bought, not built. Mrs. New Lips, who dis? Mrs. If you didn't track it, you didn't snack it.
I need a trademark.
That's a trademark shirt right there. What's up? Today we got something great going on. So if you see by the title of this video, the journey to our pregnancy. Yep. Right? So this is something that This
is not a reveal, by the way.
Yeah, no, let's not reveal. This is not. But we've already made agreements. The only way she's going to surprise me when she's pregnant is to have it on camera.
First.
Sorry, that was disgusting. Ew. Is to actually tell me on the podcast. So, because we obviously want to have it documented when I know, because I want to know. I want to see how I look. I want to see if I'm excited or if I start crying.
What if you just get mad?
Imagine. Oh my God, I'm pissed. Ha!
That's not my baby.
That kid can't be mine because I'm shooting blanks. Joke's on you. No, but we've let's go back for a second, because we've obviously had no business trying to get pregnant.
None.
5-6 years ago.
Absolutely not. This long road that we've been on trying to shoot up the club.
I'm so confused sometimes of how our podcast goes from very motivational to hood.
That's because you throw me in the mix. Because when you do your solos, they're so impactful and I'm just engaged, I forget who you are. And then you throw me in there and it all kind of crumbles.
Like a crumbled cookie. When do we start? Back in 2018?
Yes. So
the birds and the bees.
Yeah. So let's see. Before we tried,
hopefully our parents aren't listening to this,
actively to get pregnant, we used every single method of contraceptive.
Wow. And they say she's from Moreno Valley? Oh, no. She is a OC girl.
I do identify as Orange County girl. But so I was always on some kind of birth control, and he was always using his methods as well. He did not want to take any chances ever.
What did Big John say? What did he say? Not Big John. No, he's not Big John. What's his name? Yeah, Big John, the rapper, Big Sean.
Oh, Sean.
What did he say? He's like, I don't trust him. I use double glove.
Damn.
What did he say?
Well, that's always been him.
Yeah.
But once, now getting a little more heavy. Once Grandpa got diagnosed with cancer, you decided, I'm ready. I want
our kid to know his great grandpa. Mm-hmm. That was once we got the decision, or once we got the news that my grandpa only had 6 months to live. I knew that we were gonna have a kid. I already knew you're the person I want to have a kid with, but I also wanted my kid to at least get a photo with his great grandpa. Mm-hmm. So that was we're ready. We need to have a kid. We're ready.
Yeah. And at that point, you were about in the 500s range, and I was low 300s. So in our hearts, we wanted this so bad, but we truly had no business having a baby at that time, but we were still trying. We haven't tried any methods of to help us. It's just been traditional.
Just traditional work, you know what I mean? Just the good old, the 1-2 pump, you know what I'm talking about?
Anyway. So we've been talking about IVF because for this entire time, it's been 6 years now, we always thought I was just the problem. But you've been always very supportive about it because I have a hormonal imbalance, which doesn't make it impossible to get pregnant and to stay pregnant. But it's very difficult having the hormonal imbalance that I have. I did go last year to a specialist in Mexico. They just checked my uterus and everything, and they said everything looks in working order. Again, it's just the hormones, but your body can carry. You just have to check, other than the hormonal stuff, you have to check if your fallopian tubes are blocked. If it's a little invasive. So they said, they suggested that he get checked first because his is like an easy thing. Because mine is, I guess, a little painful, which I actually have, I'm working on making an appointment sometime this month to get that done. But this week, you got a call from your doctor, right?
Wait, you just fast forwarded everything.
Did I?
Yeah. Well, we're just gonna like, okay, then we're gonna talk to the doctor. The podcast's over. No, we gotta talk about you having PCOS. You didn't even say you had PCOS.
Yeah, hormonal imbalance.
That's not PCOS. People don't know. People just know PCOS. There's
Well,
a lot of
people don't know PCOS, but if I say hormonal imbalance, they'll get that more.
Yeah.
But it's polycystic ovarian syndrome. It makes it, I mean, there's a lot of side effects, and one of them is making it difficult for you to be able to get pregnant.
Yeah. But like, what was it when? Because like, for me, I look at this as a different story. Like,
Okay.
I'm a believer, right? So I believe things happen for a reason, and I think things will happen at the right time. That's just how I believe. That's how I was raised. That's how I kind of always live my life when I'm on the right path.
Right.
We'll say. But I know going back, and I know as you were sharing the story, I feel like there's a lot missing. And what I meant by that is that when you had found out you had PCOS and it was going to be difficult for you to have a kid, I know that you were very upset and you're very sad because how you were raised to take care of your man and to have kids. Your value was having kids.
Yeah.
So I want to dive into that. Like, if anything, like if that's going to be more value than...
I think I wanted to skate over that.
I seen it. I was like, you wanted it. I was like, wait, hold on. Like, so we're just going to shoot
a... fake so bad.
Yeah, we're going to shoot like a 10-second podcast. I mean, what's the point of you setting anything up, But like, no, like, I mean, obviously we talked about this before, and we've, I think we've pretty much shared what we feel comfortable in our relationship. I don't think, there's really nothing we don't share, honestly, but you know what I'm saying? But I think diving into that, because I don't have nothing to say on that side other than how I felt for you in that situation, knowing that I couldn't do anything for you but be supportive. But you were going through a lot. But
that was the greatest help, because we did have a conversation. Like, once I got the diagnosis, like, I didn't know what it was. So when the doctor told me, like, hey, like, with my blood panel, you have PCOS. And I said, am I going to die? Because I didn't know what that was.
Yeah,
I said...
You're so cute.
That just reminded me of the Planned Parenthood conversation.
Oh, my God.
But that's another thing. So I just said, like, well, I don't know. I thought it was, like, was it cancer? Like, what is that? And then he's like, no, like, you could live to 100. It's just,
that's shooting for the stars.
It's just like, well, he asked, like, are you actively trying to, have a family? And I said no, because at that point we weren't. It was a couple years before we started. And then he's like, well, like, it's just not impossible. It's just gonna be, difficult. And I was like, okay, but I'm not dying, right? And he's like, no. So then he explained it. I'm like, okay, then it was like a non-issue in that moment, because I'm like, well, I'm not even trying.
Well, yeah, I was, you deal that, cross that bridge when you get there.
Yeah. And then I also thought, I'm Mexican. Of course, I'm going to sneeze and get pregnant. Like, if I try, that's what I thought.
Couple shots of tequila and it might happen.
That was my mom. 6 kids.
6 kids. 6.
Yeah. And then when we actually started to try, again, didn't have any business getting pregnant, but I thought, like, it was just going to happen because that's my body's job as a woman.
Yeah.
And then I felt like, well, if my body can't do this, like, I'm not a woman.
Oh.
And then I did have a conversation with you, and I said, hey, like, it's probably going to be impossible. So, like, it's okay if you don't want to be with me.
I was like, girls, don't try to get rid of me so fast. I was like,
thank you. Because I didn't want to cry a lot.
No, I was like, nice try. You gotta get rid of me. Well, no, you know what I mean?
No,
and
you were sweet.
I know it's emotional for you, because I'm scared to even say anything right now, because I might say something, but someone's like, canceled, you know what I mean? But I'm going to speak how I was raised, all right?
Yeah.
All right. And if you're listening to Modify Your Life podcast, most likely you know who we are. You know who we are. But you're a female. You're a woman. You're a lady. You are put on here to push out life out of your choncha. Having this conversation makes you realize that how immature I am sometimes. But yes, out of your birth canal, like, that is what you need to do. You're to not, is it conceive?
Conceive.
You're here to conceive. That's part of what a female does. That's part of it. Right? Then part of it, people, part of it. Right? Gotta be careful to cut up these clips, and next thing you know, I'm canceled. Right? The way evolution. Yeah, exactly. And so I knew it was probably difficult because I mean, I don't know if this is the right comparison, but I feel like this is right. What's going through my head right now, this is going through. I feel as a man, my job is to take care of the people or the women or in my life, right? That's what I feel. As in being a provider, protect you, make sure you're comfortable, you're safe, you have everything you need. Yeah. That's what I mean. So if that was taken from me, and I couldn't be the good boyfriend, a good son, a good brother, a good whatever it might be, you know what I'm saying? Like do the masculine things that to be able to take care of my household, I would feel some type of way too. So it's one of those things where I can't really, I guess that's the only way I could come up with comparing something. Yeah. Like to know that like, that's what I feel like I'm putting this planet to is to protect the women in my life. And if that was taken from me without any type of choice, I would feel away too. So I would only imagine how you felt. And I know there was, a difficult conversation to probably sit down. Well, I know it was difficult. It was
really scary because I thought about it a lot before I had the conversation with you because I had to be okay with you walking away.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I mean, would it suck? Yeah, it would suck. We'd have to spend more money to figure out what is going on. Yeah, we would have to do that. Is it possible to adopt? 100%. There's a whole bunch of kids
that's literally what you were telling me.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, well, okay, well, if we can't do that, then if it comes to the last, push or shove, then we could always adopt. Because I know I want to have a kid, and I know I want to have a kid with you. But at the end of the day, if we have to adopt, then that's just God's plan is God's plan. Like that's just it. That's a book that's written, right? It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But we also knew that we were both not in the right shape, in the right, we were
forcing it.
Forcing it, but it's one of those things where it's like, how are we going to bring someone into the world when we can't even take,
when we're broken.
We can't even take, when we're broken, we can't even take care of our own self. You know what I mean? And so obviously it was like one thing in the back of my head of like, well, it could be me. And then Francine has PCOS. I'm like, oh, well, most likely it's her. Yeah. You know what I mean? So but also to so we ruled me out completely. There's a plot twist. But and it came to the point where it's like, okay. And then she, I remember so every single time someone in our family, whether it be friends or family, actually got pregnant, I just seen a little piece of like Francine's soul just taken. And it wasn't by choice. It was just, I think it was like, okay, and then on top of that too, other people getting pregnant, then every time since we dated longer and longer and longer, everyone's like, when do you have a kid? When do you have a kid? When do you have a kid?
Like, when are you getting married? And then even your mom's like, I don't even care. When you get married, can you give me a grandkid?
Yeah. Now, my mom's like, forget the going to the church. I just have a kid now.
And it added so much pressure, and it wasn't ill-willed. Like, I don't hold that against anyone that asked, but it added so much pressure because I'm like, well, how do I tell my body that?
Yeah, like you can't. There's nothing you do. I know I used to get mad. I get mad when people bring it up and people didn't understand. Like if they took it as like, stop asking. I don't want to have a kid with you, but it's like I know what it's damaging you.
Yeah,
and it's not something you could.
I don't want to have that conversation with everyone who asks. Well, I mean, we've been trying, but blah 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 blah. And
it's
then
annoying.
You get all of like the unsolicited advice, and
you should do this.
Whoever knows me knows that. If it's unsolicited, I'm not hearing it.
Yeah, and so it becomes annoying after a while. I feel like I put in the same category as like when I lost the weight, when I started losing the weight first, everyone's like, well, you better lose the weight because she's going to leave you. I used to hate that. I'm like, if I'm going to leave her, I'm going to leave her because I choose to leave her, not because I lost weight. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I get where it is, and I seen that it really affected you.
Yeah, I stopped going to baby showers.
And it's, because it's something you wanted to, something that we both wanted to do, but we both weren't ready. I mean, looking back at it now, we weren't financially ready. We weren't emotionally ready. We weren't physically ready. Like anything. I just knew that I wanted to have a kid because I wanted my kid to meet his great grandpa. Mm-hmm. And that's the last one I'm gonna bring up of it because that's messing me up right now. But that's it. I'll learn how to talk about it sooner or later. Don't worry about it. You see me on the Flex Lewis podcast. I think it messed me up. All right. I watched myself this morning. I did cardio, listened to myself on the Flex Lewis podcast, and cried watching myself cry.
So then don't call me out when I dance around stuff, trying to like swerve on feelings.
But yes, you're right. I'm going to call you out, but only because I still did what I had to do on that podcast because I knew that story was going to help somebody. And this and you talking about it and you share. There's nothing wrong with emotion. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I cry when I feel like it's necessary. Sometimes I try to hold it back to be a strong person for that situation, but I don't think crying makes anyone weak. I think it makes you human.
I'm a thug.
And just one of those things that this time we're talking about the situation, it wasn't my time to cry. It was my time to be strong. Like that was my me being strong for you, and then letting you know that like, hey, regardless if we can have a kid or not, we're going to have a kid. Maybe we have to adopt, and I'm okay with that. 100% okay with that. And also, I just think it would be an asshole move to do because it's not something you can control.
Yeah.
But what you could control is your health and working on it and to help you. And that was a conversation when we got into the weight loss, and we had to have the conversation if we want to stay with each other. When I was like, hey, if you don't want to be like this, fine, but I want to have a kid. I want my kid to be healthy. I want you to be healthy. Now, that's not what you want. Then I completely understand, but I know what I want. You know, because that was a big part of it too in that conversation. That I said, well, you know, you're not doing everything you can physically.
You weren't faulting me for not being able to, but you were calling me out for like, hey, if there's things that you could do to help the situation, you're not doing them.
You're not doing it, you know, and then becomes your fault. So PCOS is not your fault, right? But everything you're doing that goes against you helping your PCOS or helping our chance of getting pregnant, now it becomes your fault. Now it's your job to hold yourself accountable, right? And so now, fast forward, I just seen what it was doing to her a lot, and I know it was a mentally draining, and sometimes, and I'm bringing this up is only in the situations where it came up. Someone found out they're pregnant, someone, you know, baby shower, stuff like that.
When are you next?
When are you next? Like those right there. And so after a while, I think, did we stop getting, we stopped getting the question for a little bit until recently. I think everyone kind of just gave up because we look so busy, I guess. I don't know.
And because I think I became very blunt with like my body's not doing it.
Oh, you did finally start. Okay, I didn't know that. Because it's not for me to say. Like that's like, even though you're my girlfriend, soon to be, you know, wife, like it's not my body. It's not for me to say. And now, if it was on my side, plot twist, then you know what I mean. Then that's be a little different. Me, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I don't care. Like whatever. Like, you know, it is what it is. But it wasn't for me to say what's going on with your internals. But it was for me to defend your emotions. And
I think I was making people uncomfortable with how blunt I was being because I kept getting those questions. And I'm like, listen, I'm going to give you the dirty truth so you can stop asking.
Yeah, and that finally just, and you know what? Like, how big of an asshole do you feel after 2 years of asking the same question? You keep saying the same answer, and then you're like, you know what? I can't have kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would think someone would take it the first time of like, oh, you know, we're trying, or oh, like, if someone says they're trying, and then 2 years later you tell them the same thing, and they're also still trying, then doesn't 1 and 1 make 2? Mm-hmm. But then, like you tell me, Francine tells me all the time. What do you tell me?
A lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of things. Sometimes common sense ain't common
for everyone.
For everybody. I was like, okay, I get it, you know. But yeah, getting fast forward into, you know, her emotion and stuff like that. I noticed that was a big problem. It wasn't a big problem. It was yeah, it was really hurting her feelings. I'm gonna say bitter. I'm gonna say it was hurting her feelings.
No, I was becoming very bitter. So the reason why I stopped going to baby showers is because I know that my energy wasn't positive, and I was happy genuinely for the people in our family that were getting pregnant. Mandy comes to mind. That was one of the first ones that I stopped going to because everyone is so excited, and I am happy for them because, you know, they did try, you know, for a bit.
Yeah. They also had difficulties.
Yeah, but I was thinking, why not me? And at the same time, not that I didn't want it for her, but I'm like, if I already have like this bad energy, like I don't want to bring it to like a happy moment because I don't want to take that away from someone else because in the moment I'm just so broken about this that I can't give you your space, the energy it deserves.
You know what? Hold on.
What?
Making it make sense right about now.
What?
We catered their baby shower.
I just dropped it off.
You just dropped. No, I was there. You weren't there. Oh, you had me work a job by myself.
I cooked it.
You did. Oh, wow. Wow, look at that thing. Look at me over here getting played. See, guys are so dumb. Guys guys that are in love are guys that just put the coochie on the pedestal, just sit there and just be the cooter. You know, just over here. I didn't even think about it. Like, I don't know what you're over here, you're avoiding these things, and I'm over here thinking, I'm working it. And I'm not even putting 2 and 2 together until right now. Like, if you literally go back and record and look at my face while I'm listening to this, you could see exactly where my 2 brain cells started to work.
Your noodle was
working overtime right now. And I remember because I have photos from that. And you weren't there because I think Arlo was with me.
I cooked I did the prep and I helped drop off. But I didn't tell you why I didn't go.
You had me work.
But I lined something up in our schedule where it required me to be away.
Oh, you're so sneaky.
Because
girls are sneaky.
Yeah, it was either gonna be either you're going or I'm going, and you're like, well, babe, like, do you want me to go? Because the girl thing, I'm like, no, that's your family. You have to go.
That's great. My brain is bamboozled right now. You know what that reminded me of?
What?
When me and Les pissed you off and you put a laxative in the pasta.
Allegedly.
No, you did that. I can't believe that. Oh, that's interesting. Man, guys are so man.
Ladies, stand on business.
She did. I did, and I probably gave you half the money for that event. Didn't even do anything. That's crazy. No, I got a big discount with my cousins. I love them. All right, and then so now getting into where we're at now, though. Now we're at a stage in our life where pretty safe to say. I don't know if you're ever financially ready for a kid, but it's safe to say we both personally feel financially ready, physically ready, mentally ready,
and I'm also at peace with it.
At peace with what?
Genuinely, like I'm at peace with, other than your plot twist. I would like recently.
You're excited for me to announce it, aren't you?
Recently, like I've been doing a lot of soul searching.
Yeah.
And excuse
you
me
have
if I
a
get
soul?
emotion. I'm finding it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's a lot of
2024,
new
year, new you, I guess.
Period. And I'm like picturing my life, right? I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna be whole as a mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I would think, like, can I be whole without being a mother?
Mm-hmm.
And I realized I can. Like, I truly want that so bad, but if I don't have it, I'm okay.
Yeah. But, plot twist, it ain't the problem. PCOS is making, well, the cool thing, too, is that your doctor lets you know.
I'm not the only problem.
You're a problem child.
Yeah.
Your doctor told you that you're okay to have a kid
like
now.
The oven's cool.
The oven's cool. There's only one more test that you need to do, and I guess, what is it called?
I need to check if my fallopian tube is blocked.
It's blocked, and it's blocked. That's all it is. Everything else is fine.
If they are blocked, it's an easy procedure.
Easy procedure. But, they wanted me to get my work done. Well, so I've been taking testosterone for about 6 months now. A year?
Year. It's right before we moved. You're dyslexic.
Okay. I don't think it's been a year, but okay. We'll say 6 months. That means halfway. Whenever it was, I've been taking it for a while now. And I had a doctor, and come to find out that I was not getting the best stuff, which is unfortunate because I was paying him the best stuff prices, got blood work done, everything like that. And he was using a lot of excuses of my father being murdered, stress, and that's why this stuff wasn't working, from the show, from the X, Y, and Z. And I ended up getting linked up with a doctor from someone who I trust, and I got a full blood panel, a full $550 blood panel, but it was good. It was, and let me, when I got hit with that blood panel bill, like because they're talking to me, I walk in all nice, and places all nice and white and bright. Look, I'm gonna tell you, let me paint you a picture. Give me that bedside matter, slapping my butt, blow me a kiss. You know what I mean? Put me on this brand new. Walked in the room smelled good, right? Smelled like Febreze. Had like this nice like massage music playing in the background. You know what I mean? Talking to them all. They're all nice, smiling.
Dang.
Boom, they
known then.
They go ahead and they put that bab on my arm, check my blood, and then they do the blood work. Then they tell me sit down, and as I'm sitting down, like, oh, okay, cool, it's gonna be $550. That's why they told me to sit down. That's why they told me to sit down. $550. What if I didn't have that? Like, do you guys know that followers don't equal money, right? Like, I almost left. I was like, what happens if they just keep my blood?
You're like, can I just
take donate that? Just donate that. I got hit with $550. That's crazy. I text friends, and in this now, granted, this is like literally 7 days before Christmas. We still have Christmas shopping to do, and
we had just adopted
the two families, and I'm like, I pay for it, right? Because mom and raised I heard
you had it.
I had it, but damn,
you didn't want to go there.
$550.
$550.
That's like 77 hours of work for me. And I was like, I paid it, but it ended up being worth it. And you got to pay to play. And, if you want quality stuff, then you want quality blood work that's not going to get shipped out to Florida. You can ship out. And granted, it was worth it, 100%. I'm just painting the picture of me sitting down the smelling good white doctor's office and me getting hit with a bill of $550. That's insane.
That's just for the blood.
Like that's just my
That's
blood
not
work. That's
medication.
not even my TRT. Like that's just my blood. I was like, does this come with like a happy end? Like something. They didn't
Something for the road.
They didn't even take me out to dinner before
give
they
you a
did that.
lollipop at
No,
least?
I didn't get a
Okay.
sticker. I didn't get a lollipop. I didn't
That's
get
crazy.
I didn't get a little Eskimo kiss. But I paid it, and I
So
was
they
like,
still
all right.
treat you nice after you
They
pay it, or
do.
just tell you to get out?
No, that was it. That was it. I paid the card. I was like, thought they're gonna do like a dance or something. Like I got nothing. No, but it's a great doctor's office. But it's not cheap, right? That's why I left another doctor because I was that cheap. So I mean, whatever. So anyway, so I get a call back the other day from my doctor, and he's like, all right, so let's go over this. And I already let him know what was going on. I let him know what I was taking, everything like that. He let me know everything was perfect. So my kidneys, my livers, my fatty tissue, like everything, numbers are good. Numbers are looking mint. Obviously, my testosterone is
everything
low,
was
but that's
prime
what.
levels.
But everything's good. Everything's good. Everything's really solid. Everything, fatty liver, like all. He named a whole bunch of stuff.
The
I didn't even know
red
he did.
blood cells, the
Red
white
blood
blood
cell,
cells.
white blood, blues. I don't
Picture
know.
health.
Picture just a look at the smile, clean, right? So I'm talking to him and he's like, all right, he's like, I want to get into, because I know you brought up that you want to have kids and stuff like that. He's like, right now, looking at your charts and everything, he's like, man, you're not having kids right now. He's
I wish I would have listened to the whole conversation.
He told me, he's like, right now, just at the levels you're at with your count, yeah, there's very, very there's not a possible chance of your girlfriend or your wife getting pregnant. I was like, you're telling me this whole entire time I've been faithful and I couldn't even have a
could have been in
kid?
these streets.
I could have been in the, are you kidding me? I was out here shooting blanks. I was shooting airsoft. I was shooting cap guns.
I'm dead.
No, but
He's capping.
yeah. But he knows everything that we want to do, and he knows they want to have kids. So I'm gonna be teaching. I believe he said it's gonna be HCG, and
I heard something about DHEA, but don't
that
quote
was a
us.
pill or something like that. Yeah. And then might obviously
Oh,
being on
one thing,
testosterone.
he said you were deficient in was
Oh,
one thing,
vitamin D. Vitamin D, but yeah, started first form year. I know I got my first 4 supplements on the way. So at least we got the answer though. And it's kind of crazy how things work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that I'm over here trying to get, my testosterone levels up because they were super low and that's my energy. That's like our male version of hormones pretty much. And I just was been feeling super tired and stuff, And so we got that call and we weren't even, I let him know, but he does that blood work no matter what. I was complaining about the 550, but at least we know what the problem is and I didn't have to go do a whole bunch of extended work or X, Y, and Z or have you go, what all that stuff. And I just think things happen for a reason. So I think in the next couple months or for sure this year, definitely going to be getting pregnant because now we're taking the right steps. I'm going to go through what I need to do, the shots I need to take for, what is it called? What does he call it? For not pre-made, what is it called? Like for when people go through the process to have a kid?
IVF.
No. It's like, what did the doctor say on the phone? Like, and with like what's it called? Like a doctor who helps you get pregnant.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but the word is.
All right, we're at a brain fart.
Yeah.
But I'm going through the right steps that I need to do. So your boy ain't fertility specialist. So I'm going to take my fertility stuff that I need to do or whatever it's called. And so we could have our first child. I'm very excited. And which is really, really cool about this is like now I feel that you're a lot healthier, and mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And I'm also mentally, physically ready for a kid. So I'm excited. So, this is something we've been trying for the last 18 years. I know
18 years?
since 2018. My bad.
You good?
My bad. Since 2018 when we found out my grandpa's getting sick. So this is going to be really cool. So I'm very excited. So, one of those things that, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big decision for us to share it on this podcast when normally we're talking about more of self-development, but this is part of life.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we couldn't get pregnant because how we chose to destroy our body and not treat it well. Our bodies are a temple, and that's not how we treated it. Now that we kind of bounce back and change our life around, now we're hopefully going to be able to have a kid, and
Now
we'll be
we're earning
updating
our kid.
everyone. And you know what I mean? Like I said, so we did make a pact that she will tell me while we're shooting a podcast, because that's the only way that we could have equipment up, have it filming, and then get a real reaction from me. Because anywhere, I'm pretty smart with things. And I want to be surprised, and I want my true reaction. And I don't know if we'll post the podcast because we have to
I think we might
wait our
hold off
time.
on
Well, we have to
posting
wait
it.
3 months to make sure everything's safe, and then we'll announce it and tell my family, and they're going to be so excited. You know what I mean? And then if we get pregnant next couple of months, we'll be right next to my nephew who'll be born in
niece.
Our niece. Oh,
Baby
no,
Nene.
niece. Dang, you're right. I keep forgetting that ball was blue or red pink. Oh, see, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I hate it.
I'm so excited.
No, I just shouldn't say it. I
She's
don't
gonna be
hate
so
it.
cute.
I don't hate it. I thought it was a boy.
And
Like
her
I
name
had
is
a feeling it was a
Nevaeh.
boy. It's Nevaeh. So cute, but
Baby
a little
Nene.
Nene. So
Yeah.
my little brother's having a kid. So, hopefully this brought, a little inspiration, a little smile. I know we definitely wanted to keep this one lighthearted instead of diving into the nitty gritty. And, I love talking about serious stuff, but I love also sometimes keeping it lighthearted because there's someone out there right now that's going through what you've went through, but they don't have like that support system, right? Or the good partner or whatever it might be. So it's like, I didn't want to go super sad podcast. I always try to find the best and the positive of everything because I know how difficult things are. I know how it is to be struggling mentally and physically, emotionally, financially, and all that stuff. And when we talk about that, it weighs on you. So if we could find a way to share a story that is kind of sad if you look at it in a way, and we don't know what the future is going to bring, but we could bring that in a positive light and kind of bring some smiles and talk some trash. And you don't feel alone, right? Because it's very difficult. And if you're out there, and I'm not a woman, but if you're out there and you are a woman who can get pregnant, you know what I mean? It's not your fault. You know what I mean? Well, I'm just saying, speaking from a male, like, it's not your fault. I don't think anyone should be blamed. It's not something that it's either you're born that way or you're not. And I seen what you went through and how heartbroken you were at times and how sad you were at times over the situation that you had no control over.
It was desperation. I would try every single thing you could think of, all the teas and the what is some.
Oh yeah, you used to take those like
baby dust teas,
all these like crazy things to get pregnant.
A lot of supplements and
I was out here shooting Blake. She thought she got me for 18 years. I knew what I was doing. Who knew? God did. Who knew? Yeah, God had my back. He's like, nah, I got you, son. I got you. She ain't gonna wipe you up. She ain't taking half of your business.
I will take
half of your brand, half of your clothes, half of your seeds.
You ain't got no seeds right now. We ain't watering nothing.
Dang, I made no jokes about you, but now it's about me. All of a sudden, it's a free shot, huh?
Actually, you know what?
A free shot of nothing.
Squirt, squirt. But it does feel good.
Oh, it feels good knowing that you're not the problem?
Yeah, because no, I'm still part of the problem, but it's not just me. So I'm like, a little pressure comes off.
Yeah, no. Well, for me, it's a lot less scarier because like if some women can't have kids. For me, it's like, okay, I just gotta freaking take a couple shots, take some vitamins, do these couple things, and everything should be working good in the next couple months. So we'll keep everyone updated with that. But I'm glad that we want to talk about it too. Also, like, it's really cool talking about stuff like this because one, we get to look back in like 10, 20. Our kids get to watch this.
You think they'll think we're goofy or cool?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like, I really think this is like the first generation of having kids. Well, this generation of like 10, 15 years, our kids are going to be able to go back to YouTube and see their parents. I think this is like pretty you know what I mean? Because think about it, like my mom wasn't on YouTube.
True.
Right. So I think this is the first generation of around our age, we'll say from 27 to, early 30s that like in 10, 15, 20 years from now, your kids and your possible grandkids, I don't know, could go back and watch us.
Well, yeah, the internet's not going anywhere.
Yeah, so I don't know. So I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know we're gonna go back.
Boy or girl?
I'm going boy. My brother,
Chi-Chi boy?
my brother already. I told. So before we get going, all right, I want to share this because I feel I'm funny.
Okay.
All right, so I know I'm funny. My mom says I'm funny. So I know I'm funny.
Looking.
So my brother on his baby shower or his gender reveal, they did like the football. You kicked it. The color should have been blue, but it wasn't. It was pink. And so after he kicked it, I saw it was pink. I was like, flag on the play. Re-kick. I thought it was a boy. I'm happy for whatever it is. Honestly, at the end of the day, I'm happy. Oh, I'm happy as long as the baby comes out healthy. That's what I'm just happy. That's baby happy,
cute
healthy.
is she
that's all it
going
is.
to be though?
She can be beautiful. She can be beautiful because she can look like her uncle.
Theo AJ?
She can look like her Theo. That's why. That's why. Because I bring the good looking to the family. Look at that smile.
Ding.
Ding. But yeah, no. Hopefully this brought value to you. And we definitely do love
Thank you for
talking about
watching me
stuff like
cry.
this. Thanks for watching Francie cry. But no, I really know a lot of people are going through this, and people that are in the middle of their weight loss journey, are about to start their weight loss journey, or want to lose weight to have the opportunity to get pregnant. Look, just keep working on yourself. Things will happen for you, or things will happen to you, or things will happen for you, not to you. And keep on fighting and keep building a better and healthier lifestyle for not only yourself, but a lifestyle that you could show to your kids or your loved ones, Because at the end of the day, being healthy there's no better feeling than that. Honestly, there's no better feeling than being healthy. There's no better feeling than knowing that your kids are going to be healthy. There's no better feeling than knowing that your friends and your loved ones around you are healthy. There's no better feeling than you're being healthy.
It's your responsibility.
It's your responsibility. Lead by example. Get out there and do the work. This is Modify Your Life podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modified. And we got Modified Frankie.
All this happened for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.